These kayaks were extremely hyped and yet they failed miserably. In this video, I'm gonna give you 3 epic kayak failures and a bonus. First kayak that totally failed in this list. It didn't just fail because it didn't deliver on the promise. It was just a failure completely from A to Z. Like, it didn't deliver on what it was trying to accomplish and it didn't sell enough to become a thing. We're talking about the Jet Angler kayak. I have one. It's in my garage right now. Haven't touched it in years. And the reason why it failed is because it's failed. You see, you have a kayak that is a fiberglass boat in the shape of a kayak with a jet ski engine on the back. Mine has a 17 horsepower engine and you could go pretty fast, but there are big problems. For example, this kayak is loud. It's crazy loud when you're under operation. It vibrates crazy, like the vibration is just too much. And it's not like you could adapt a bow trolling motor that easy. I was able to do it, but it requires some work. Also, the kayak claims to be unflippable. Pretty much you will have no problem if you go through the surf or whatever. But I tested that and it was sketchy as hell. Me and my son, when he was little, we were on it. We got on a boat wake and I thought we were going under. So it was, I mean, I loved the idea, but the kayak itself was a failure. Now, it had other big problems. $8,000 for this thing. It wasn't made here, it was made in China. And to ship it over, it cost a lot of money. So basically, it's a product that the only thing it's gonna offer you is speed, but then it's gonna cost you too much money. And really, for the most part, it's just not gonna work in the waters that you're trying to fish. That's why I say the Jet Angler kayak is a complete failure. And I really don't see how it could turn into a potential successful marketable product unless it goes electric. A fascinating thing about people is that we can be incredibly strong yet very vulnerable. Nowhere is this more true than in our mental health. But here's the thing, a pro athlete doesn't just train the week of the big game, they work on their skills year round. Our mental well-being is the same. Talking to a professional to work through your challenges or ideas isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows that you are taking proactive steps to be at your best. I know that just like me, you're probably navigating through your own challenges. And that's why I am glad that BetterHelp is the sponsor of this video. They are on a mission to make starting therapy easier. A therapist will listen and give you techniques to make positive changes in your life. With BetterHelp, you fill out a questionnaire and you could be matched with a therapist in as little as a couple of days. And if you feel like it's not the right fit, you could easily switch therapists at no extra cost. Get 10% off your first month by clicking on the link down in the description or go to betterhelp.com/Aliex. Second kayak that totally failed, the Apex Watercraft tier. Why did this thing fail? Well, came out in 2021 more or less. I had an opportunity to test it at ICAS. It has all these big promises of offering you a lot of performance and on a super lightweight vessel, and you can still outfit it with motors and all this stuff, everything you can get out of a normal kayak, but less weight, more performance. I personally don't think it delivered even on that. Like, yes, it's less weight, but I tested it with the Torpedo on it and I was not impressed. I paddled it and I was not impressed. We're talking about gaining a little bit of performance out of it. For example, if you compare that to cameras, I have a Sony camera that is like $3,500 and I have a cheaper Sony that is like $1,000, and you really can't tell the difference between the two. The only way you would be able to do that if you put that more expensive camera in the hands of a professional, and most people are not professional, so they're gonna get the same result they get out of the cheaper camera that they would out of the more expensive camera. That thing applies to this. So all this carbon fiber, whatever special material and all this extra performance stuff in the hands of a normal person will be meaningless, and the market is a normal person. Now, aside from that, the price tag started at $12,000. Like, what the hell? Even today, it's priced at $8,000. $8,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. Now, if this kayak was about $4,000 or $5,000, maybe there could be a market, and it probably will get there. And at that $4,000-5,000, maybe is something that you may want to invest on, because it has a few things that are really special. Like, it was designed not to have any scuppers, but the water could exit out. If you get a splash, it would just go through the transom, which is great. It should be more efficient and all this stuff, so you should gain a little bit of performance here and there, but not worth the, I don't know, 7 times price tag. There's potential in the future of this thing, but like, so far, in my book, I think it failed. The next kayak on my list of kayaks that totally, completely fail: offshore paddle only kayaks. Those kayaks were designed to paddle easy, to be efficient, to go through the surf. Some of them you could even motorize without PSP, but it doesn't catch on. Like, they're really good kayaks. I enjoy using them, but simply there's no market for them. There's no market for simple kayaks. Let's face it, people, you guys don't want a simple kayak. Like, they stopped making them. They used to make Tarpon 16 and 14 and all this stuff. They don't make those anymore. Treasure, I remember Jackson kayaks with Kraken. It was like the talk of the town when it was being designed, and the Treasure from Wilderness System. But then all of a sudden, nobody bought them because people started moving towards PDL kayaks, and now they want motors. The category is like dead. Of course, there's gonna be a few boats made, and there's gonna be some buyers that are gonna get them, but for the most part, you don't see somebody on the water with them. If you go ashore here in Florida, you're gonna see Hobie Pro Anglers or Old Towns, maybe some Slayers, but you're not gonna see most people on a paddling kayak only. It's nice that we have them, but nobody cares about them. So I would say that's a complete failure. And that brings me to this. My channel always been about watercraft. It's about me, really. It's what I'm into, what kind of videos I want to make that I think you guys gonna enjoy. And I love boats too, so I decided to call my friend Alfred Montaner, who is a professional opinion. Is that how do you say this? I don't know how to say it. Who's a professional YouTuber. Yeah, that's what he is. Covering boats. He's in it all. And I want to ask him this one question. What's up, dude?
Wow.
Bro, you never stop, man.
Yeah, bro. YouTube views are down, bro. I gotta go ahead and try to do something.
Yeah, bro, man. We should flip a boat or something. You've been recorded, by the way.
Yeah, what do you mean I'm being recorded?
It's, bro, you know, things are bad. I need to, you know, have something, you know, just in case, you know.
Are you filming yourself? Is that what you're doing?
I'm here on my computer. I got this video that I did the 3 kayaks that failed, and it got trashed, and people went on number 2. And I want to bridge kayak into boating, and I wanted to ask you if you could think of an example of a boat that was promising but didn't deliver.
Well, there was a boat in Annapolis years ago that was made by Solace that had an extended transom. It was very, very unique and different, and they discontinued making that model because there's always a reason when they stop making something. And I don't think it was because it was a bad boat, because I rode the boat and the boat was fine. So I don't know. I would have to ask the people at Solace why they no longer make it. Maybe they just didn't get enough demand because it was so different from our traditional boat, right?
Yeah, it is different, but I think what really happened is, we know what happened. This is 2019, and then the next year was COVID, so they'll probably put a stop on things that they couldn't just produce. But like, my question is, like, what I'm curious about is the shape of the boat. What is the value
Well,
that...
think about it. Like, if you're fishing, that's super convenient, right? You don't have the motors in your way. So on a fishing aspect, it's almost like fishing off of a dock. If you wanted to run past and get the kids to run from the front to the back, you know, you have that. They're not going to hit the motor. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, you can say it's much easier to pee. You know, like, whatever you want to say.
That's it. You don't have to say no more. This is an excellent idea because you could pee easier and nobody have to look at you. So, nailed it. Perfect. I think everybody will understand that. Part 3. Please keep commenting down below on kayaks, technologies, fishing related stuff that had not lived up to expectation in recent years, and I will be happy to cover those and give you guys my own opinions about those stuff.